Howdy, everyone. I'm not sure that I'm actually live with you here on Facebook at the moment. I am getting it looks like the stream was deleted, and maybe it was deleted from my Barbie Live page. But let's see what happens here, because something is going crazy within the studio this morning. At any rate, and I guess I can just turn so you can see that I'm here. I will, just 1 minute. There you can see that my voice is vibrating. I'll do some troubleshooting, see whether or not, yeah, Balloon Talk Live. I streamed to, and it is live this morning, but Nick is not here at the moment. I have flagged him on 2 different platforms to see, that's one of the things when you schedule a weekly event, you want to make sure the other person is online on time. And I'll just looking behind the scenes here to make sure we're live everywhere else. Oh, I may not be live on my, oh no, I'm live on my Facebook profile as well. So I've hit, let's see, I've got that. Now let me check these other destinations real quick. And if Nick shows up, I will change. Let's see what we've got on. So I have one. Okay. And for Nick's audience, he has automatically set us up to go live on this channel as well, wherever you are coming in from. I think it's his page, his personal profile, and on his YouTube channel. Of course, he can, it's Where's Nick Day. So let's see. And I am using StreamYard, which allows us to stream to 10 different destinations simultaneously and share that with our friends who are participating with us. And so I'm checking all the destinations now. I'm going to check on all of my destinations. Balloon Talk Live is live. See if this was, check this destination. That's check on Facebook here and see if it starts to talk and where it puts us. And yes, that's live as well. And okay, so we've got that going. Still no Nick. Who knows if he's going to happen here. So if he doesn't show up, as all of you know, I am just showing up on audio these days. And this overlay that is used on the screen that you see here from my Barbie Live page, it obviously has to be changed when I have someone else come and join me on camera. And again, I don't see it. So I am hovering back and forth with, between the 2 destinations that he and I are on each week. And it's showing that we're live, but it's not showing that he is. So hopefully Nick is okay. I can't imagine that he forgot the session. I mean, I am a woman of habit, and he knew that when he met me. And the one thing I do is I keep a daily list of what things I'm supposed to do and places I'm supposed to be, because there is nothing that frustrates your contacts more is to not be on time, and communication means everything. So we'll just, for the minute, I've already had my first cup of coffee. And if you want to join me here in the studio, what I will tell you is that you can find the link to join me. You can either, if you're a friend of mine on Facebook, you can message me, or you can find the link to join me in my Barbie Live group that's here on Facebook. So I just want to make sure that those who join me in the studio are really folks that I know. So let's see here. And thanks, Flyinga, for giving me the reaction to my video. It lets me know that I am streaming. I have no clue where you're actually seeing it from. But it was so nice to see your post come up in my profile this morning, and it gave me an opportunity to visit your website. And of course, Flyinga, her handle, her nickname, she's one of our balloon pilots, and she's a flight instructor. So that's good. Let me go back here and see what's happening. Okay, and so there's technical difficulties, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to stick around for a few minutes to see if Nick, I don't know about these Brits. Back in when I first got on doing the bulletin board systems, and I had commitments with other folks that were in my online communities to actually do something with me. The Brits were always late. I'm so sorry. I had a tough time being on time. But okay. So this is going to be interesting. I don't know how you all feel, but I am not in my best physical state of mind right now. And I'm having to use a blender to create my morning nutrition. Haven't done that since the cancer days, actually. And I have to say that I'm also someone who has a tough time in taking vitamins. I always have in my life. And fortunately, I've lived long enough to find out that you can get most every vitamin that you need to have as a gummy. So like a candy, you can just pop in your mouth and chew up. But today, for my live, before my live, I wanted to get my breakfast drink, if you will, out of way. And I actually put the remaining vitamins that I had to take in pill form, I actually put them in the mix. And so I don't even have to take them separately, which works out fantastically. But I am feeling much better, much feistier, and boy, I don't know what's happened with me. But I finally got this set up in the studio, and come to find out, with I've tried to be efficient, and I've connected everything to Microsoft Cloud, and and you keep a copy local, right? And not so much in how it's working for me. So I obviously screwed that setting up too. But every day with me is an adventure. I kid you not. I'm looking. Okay. Just forgive me again. I'll just want to check to make sure everything is going well. And I'm just checking here now. Facebook is just a bear because I saw it go live on my feed, and then it disappears and it comes back. There is so many things happening with Facebook right now. It is hard to keep a positive attitude because nothing seems to be showing up right. And the most important thing is that whenever you connect through the platform is for you to get current information. And no, I'm getting comments and posts to view on my personal news feed like days after. It's just been crazy. So, okay. So let me get back here. I am kind of nervous because I told Nick, I says, Nick, if we're going to do this, we got to show up together here. And he had made it a point to say, no, I want to continue this. I definitely want to be there. We definitely want to be a part of this. So I I know that he is just doing a whiz bang service through his business model and what he's chosen to do full time. But the funny part is I caught his instructions. He had videos on the instructions to go live and so forth. And I remember there was just a little phrase in there about you got to be on time. Check with your people. It didn't happen today. So it'd be very funny. I just hope Nick is all right and that he and his family are okay. His kitty cats and his wife. And see if there is absolutely nothing around. So if we're just, talking about community and so forth, it has to be that you can be able to connect to your friends on whatever platform that you're visiting regularly. And of course, back in 2008, when Maury Smith suggested that we all come to Facebook, I was poo-pooing the idea, thinking it's just for kids. And look what happened. I mean, all generations can connect here. And we don't want to have our kids here that are, quite frankly, I believe we shouldn't have them on this platform before they are 18. I think, it is an adult platform simply because Facebook did not do all the filtering it said it was going to do properly. And there's all kinds of bad stuff that you can see on the platform. And I don't want my children getting the wrong impression. So let's, if nothing else, what I'm going to do, I think, is if I'm just here by myself, one thing I cannot do because of using this overlay, I will have to change it, but I could let you know about some of the communities I'm actually involved in. And let's see if that works, because this thing that Facebook is doing is just not right. We do have a, just like our personal news feed, we have a group's news feed. It's at the top, of our screen. When I always log in via laptop and on mobile, and I usually I have a mobile that's under the, and it's an Apple phone as well as one that's a Samsung, so that I can see the difference in what's happening while I'm online. Because sometimes you get very frustrated and you find out that what you're seeing is only meant for the platform that you're in. But where we've gone with all this is absolutely crazy. Because nothing works right these days. Okay. Well, I think it's, and for Nick's people, I'm so sorry and that he wasn't able to make it here with us on time. Maybe you know something I don't, simply because while Nick has actually 2 profiles on Facebook, which we all can have, of course, and I only follow one. Maybe there was something put up on the one that I didn't follow that he wasn't going to be able to make it. But I do think that anytime that you do these things, the live sessions anyway, you need to be sure to let the people that you have committed your time to, let them know if you can't make it, because here you are left high and dry. And I'm sticking around just in case anyone shows up, simply because I know it's all about the Facebook algorithm. And quite frankly, I have issues with what's happening due to the algorithm, because it's really not true. And one of the things I'll just share with you this morning, because it's top of mind, is these lives and any videos we add are automatically put into Reels. And you will see on your news feed that there is a section for Facebook Reels. And for me, and I have to call my husband over every once in a while, it is putting the most incredible, incredible things, nothing that makes any sense at all. And I thought, okay, I want to see my friends' lives. I want to participate. I want to be active, but I'm just going to have to, click on the X to say, I don't want to see this information. But Facebook is so aggressive and it's not going to let go. And so what happened in my reels this morning has been happening for the last 4 days. And that is that, there are 3 reels shown in portrait mode. And all 3 of mine are different cat reels. If people have created AI cats and real cats and so forth, and that's what they're sharing on their screen. And I'm like, well, I don't even have a cat right now. At least I could put on corgis, right? But this morning was particularly funny in what they were doing. I thought, I give up because I can't watch the reels because that's not what's coming through. And so my feeling is that the number one reason I came and stayed and played on this platform so long is because the community foundation, the tools that it had for founding communities and sustaining communities were the best. And now it's as if they're all being destroyed to get rid of, if you will, the more seasoned people, the Gen Xers through the greatest generation and so forth. Yes, there are many that are still here from the greatest generation, but to get rid of them because the older generations are typically less technology inclined. But I got to tell you, nothing makes sense. I can't, being an old beta tester of things that, and I said being an old beta tester, a couple of decades ago, and I'm still around, but being a beta tester, I'm always checking, like, why isn't this working? Why am I not seeing the people that I'm connecting to and so forth? And I have, from the days they were introduced, I have special lists that I can actually call upon to see my friends who live stream, to see my ballooning friends, and so forth. I have that set up on my profile. And so I can just review and actually pull up a custom feed of what they're contributing. Well, I could depend on that 100% up until this year. And it's just gone downward every day. And it's like, what next? They're just trying to get us to disconnect. And like this platform that I'm using, StreamYard, it gives me it gives me a count of people who are actually watching me live. So at the time I'm streaming, and that's coming from they are a third-party tool used on Facebook, but that gives me their count of what's happening on the different destinations, whether you're on YouTube. Same is true for YouTube, or whether you're on LinkedIn. Oh my gosh, I think probably I'm not seeing LinkedIn attached today, so we didn't do that, thank heavens, because this is kind of like, what the heck is going on here? But the bottom line is we're not getting what we asked for. This Facebook was a destination where you could connect with friends, family, and your prospects and your clients or customers. And this is all as far as, well, pay to play. It's not like if they had done this from the get-go and saying, okay, you have a personal profile and we're going to give that to you at no additional cost, but you've got to trade. The trade out is you've got to let us use information about yourself, like the demographics, so that they know how to sell their advertising to get the best results, right? But then they threw on additional pages for us. And I think from the moment that you establish a page, that they should have charged a minimum fee, and it should have been low, because it should have been, that so many around the world, people are just getting started, or resources being constrained, but they're ready to be there. They're going, we don't mind paying to play if it's done properly. And I couldn't believe, with all the education that folks had that applied to work for Facebook and did do all the programming, the engineering side, and all of that, that they didn't just aspire to keep going to each level and do their best work. And if they're going to just sound off and say, we did, it doesn't foot, because we wouldn't be dealing with the issues that we are today. And so now, today's story is, let's let it all be handled by AI. We'll just turn the AI on and everybody will be fine. Well, being a beta tester, I've been using AI since it was first introduced. And there are tools that we had that, before AI became a popular term, that actually was using AI, and many of us didn't even realize it. And without the human factor, we're in deep, deep trouble, because I got to tell you that I'm seeing it happen here. And the number one thing that Facebook, or even Instagram, what we're known for is the connection, the people connection. And if we can't get to our audience and doing everything that we do today, we have got to do something different. And so, back in the days when we all first started connecting via live video, it was the thing that definitely we could share it to multiple destinations. Facebook's, and the records are out there. Its membership increased dramatically after we added live. And then I said, well, this takes up too much server space. We got to store this information afterwards. And they decided to take all the legacy work off. They were messing with history, not just with their platform use. So it's got a lot of us a wee bit frustrated. And the only thing I do is, when I come on every day, is take care of my what I call my group maintenance in all the groups that I actually run. It doesn't even mean that I'm necessarily the creator of the group, but anything where I've got administrative type responsibility, I want to make sure that I've checked in. But that is something too. Facebook actually has a feature to help remind you of the groups you're in. You're allowed to tag up to 10 of them as your favorites. And so it, obviously I picked the ones where I actually was a leader in those groups. And so you think, okay, well, that's good. I can, no matter what happens to me, I can do that one thing. But they've even messed that up. It doesn't work right anymore. So if it turns out that Nick is not going to be able to join me in the future, and I want to give the best messages to my audience, what I would have to do in that is deploy special techniques to make sure that they even knew that it was happening. And one of my favorite techniques that absolutely, I would say 90% of the folks don't use right, is the event feature of groups, and the event feature that you have even on your profile and on your pages. Because if you set up events like this one, we're meeting every day, StreamYard, this tool that I'm using right now, it automatically sets up the event when you schedule your live stream. And you can it's actually posted to those destinations on Facebook. And each one of those destinations has its own, what I call a bulletin board, but it has a discussion board for you to add additional information about your groups. And you can do that anytime. And You can notify the people who have actually RSVP'd to your group. And the groups feature also allows you to download a list of the people who attended. Now, the list itself, the resulting list itself, is not an email list for them. It's the members of that community. But it gives you so much more to work with and staying in touch. And I give up. I have to say, I can only do so much. It's not going to happen forever. And I think that and if it would help in showing you, I'm more than happy to do that. But I resonate best with most of the live participation in whatever type of stream that I am participating in. And so that means that, the topic, in order for you to participate with me live, you do have to have a link to the studio that I'm streaming from. I have another favorite live streaming tool and it's actually how I connected with Nick for the first time. And I actually used it before this tool that I'm using today. And I thought, if the way that these are all working out, these systems that we're using, is folks are missing the boat there too, is because they're not looking behind what is happening with the tools that they've chosen. And so that's another thing I've done in working with it, with this tool and the other tools, is that you have to stay up on that. So fast forward to today, and I got to tell you that as you get older, one of the challenges you have is keeping your memory fresh. And I feel that for the age I am, that my memory is pretty much top drawer because of the fact that I got everything down to making a list, an actual printed list. I would say printed list because I used to print it out. I would create it in Notepad and I would print it out to cross off all of the tasks that I had completed and make special notes on what I had to do for that day. But pretty much all digital now, and with the use of AI, you can actually take your to-do lists into your favorite tool. And I prefer to use ChatGPT, and it's really been a godsend for me because in helping me to stay connected and getting stuff done. But what we're seeing here now, and we're talking about the community development, because as I am chatting with you here in the studio, I am refreshing my groups feed on Facebook constantly just to see what's going on. And they have got, let's say that the feed, let's say you've joined even 5 Facebook groups, but 4 out of the 5 are things that you just joined on a social basis, like saying your favorite movie sources. I prefer to watch live streaming not live streaming, but the video streaming services. So I obviously have subscriptions to Prime and to Amazon Prime and to Netflix and Paramount Plus and so forth. So I tend to gravitate towards those groups. Well, you have to be careful because if you belong to too many, then you can't see any posts from any of them. It's absolutely crazy. So all I could say is that somehow, some way, we are due for a major wake-up call online. And if you don't find some destination to meet your connections on regularly, you're going to lose out. And trust me, no matter what device you're using to access the internet, as a human being, not as a robot. You need that connection to keep thriving. And that's where I'm at in the stage of my own personal game. And I'm looking at this and I'm watching numbers. It's going to be so fascinating to see who even stops by. And oh my God, she just won't shut up. It's going. That's where it is, folks, because I'm technologically connecting just to make sure that everything I'm using, all the technology I'm using, is working right. And in this space, today, it looks like we are with it looks like we are connecting, but it doesn't look like distribution is going by or going well. It's not going out well. And I look at the range of folks that I'm connected with and what they're doing online. And it's like, I know they're up. I know they can, they can at least leave a reaction or a comment on my profile to let me know they're here. Some do, some don't. But I'm grateful for you all being here. This is, we're coming up on the last season for me to be participating here. And I got to tell you that it's really fascinating about what this platform, what Facebook in particular is doing to discourage the community development and sustainment. And I'm hanging in. I'm not going to quit because I also know that this time of year, it tends to even get worse as we go through the summer months. And this is a good time to study, though. I have my number one group is not my ballooning group on this platform. It is a student community that is filled with students from all over the world. And when do they study? It's in the summertime, at least summertime in America. I mean, the same way you do. And that's another thing you need to be aware of. And something I reminded myself of today is that be aware of the audience that you have for whatever it is you're doing online, because it may be winter where they are when you're having summer. And they may be a day ahead of you by the time you actually put your messages online. So, but that's on you, the person, and being receptive. So I got to say that the most important thing in any single day is to make sure you take care of yourself and that you stay positive. And that's what I want to encourage all of you to do today. Nick obviously didn't show up at all. Barb just blabbed away. But I got to tell you that whatever is going on in your life today, make it a good one and stay positive. I think, that's the most important thing that you can do, because it impacts your feelings, your positive feelings, impacts every single thing you do in life. And I learned that through the most, I always say this adventures with Barb is that I have had so many things that were life-threatening, challenging, and so forth in my life story, that if I hadn't have taken a positive attitude, a positive perspective on what was happening, if this is my lesson to learn, then I'm all ears. I want to learn that and get through it. And I'm so grateful to have had the online connection since clear back in the 80s, believe it or not. I have people who actually connected with me every day via analog service, believe it or not. Remember the sound of the old phone lines? Just crazy. So I think that you can handle it. I think you have to handle it on these platforms these days. And I think you have to be major aware of what's going on here, because wherever your audience is, if you do find that it's primarily on TikTok, make sure they're sincere. Make sure that it's safe, that you want to know these folks and and have prospectively have relationships with them, even make sure it's safe. So, be safe and be positive. On that note, I am going to step off and take care of some more of my group maintenance and having my breakfast with my corgis and my husband. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you back online soon.